Hey, it's the month of November, and this is what Parks Ag Solutions calls our Grain Marketing Assistance Program. So thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. So this month's topic is going to be weather risk premium. And it's because it's been a hot topic for about the last 5 trading days. So got my information from universities, especially University of Illinois, Reuters, and then a couple other news publications. So what is weather premium, or when we see it when in writing or when other people are talking about it? And it's pretty much concerns about production declines due to negative weather conditions. And then that creates higher prices more than what you would see during normal weather conditions. Most weather risk premium comes from like significant events. So that it then causes an increase in concern or fear about the lack of production, the lack of supply. The economics kind of behind it is that the higher prices are necessary to ration the scarce supply of that product. So the higher the prices, the less that product is needed, and then that gets us more into equilibrium. And we do have that concern right now. So current conditions are hot and dry weather in northern Brazil. So AgRule just recently lowered its Brazilian production from 164.6 million tons down to 163.5 million tons. So that's still more than last year, but they are saying because of the weather, they're going to continue to expect downgrades of that crop. So there is weather. There is supposed to be rain chances at the end of the weekend going into early next week. But then when you go into later forecasts, there's not much rain at all. So anytime we can increase that uncertainty and increase that volatility, that does give us what we call a weather premium. And I'm going to open a whiteboard here so you can see the chart. And this is just from the past month. This is January soybeans. And you can see why the market is calling this a weather premium, a weather risk premium, because within a relatively short amount of time, we have gone from futures trading about $13 here, say the end of October, to today, which is like the middle of November. And yes, we're not at $14, but when I took a snapshot of this, we were at $13.84, not far. So this would be a situation that the market would classify what's going on right now because of weather uncertainty in Brazil, a weather risk premium. So that's a great example, like the current condition that we're in for January soybeans and future soybeans. Also, let's go back to the middle of June, so the 23 crop. So also during that time, we had dry weather in the majority of the Midwest. And there was showers in the forecast, but the concern was that it wasn't going to be enough. That yes, there was going to be showers come through, but it wasn't going to be enough to sustain us at current production levels, and that production levels would go down. And according to University of Illinois, December future prices are on average 12% higher the first week of June than the first week of December. And their data went from the year 2000 up to year 2020. The data is not the same for soybeans. Soybeans did not have an average of 12% higher during the growing season, but what it did have was when they did have anomalies that popped during the growing season, they were significant. Like I think the greatest one was in 2008. So yes, the greatest one was in 2008, and that was like a 75% increase. So there is a difference there between a weather premium during the growing season on corn and a weather premium during the growing season on soybeans. Now, what I would like to see, I would like to see some data now that we start to get Brazil into play. I'd like to see some data if there's anything out there that says, okay, how about after US harvest until soybean harvest in Brazil? Is there weather premium on that? So what to do during a weather premium market and what to do when that exists. Usually that means for an unknown period of time. Yeah, because we don't know. The trend is upward because there is that concern, there is that fear. Do you notice that? So concern, fear, volatility, uncertainty. When you're starting to see these words or you're starting to hear them or you're starting to read them, that should be a trigger in your mind. Hey, that usually means some type of price premium. So you can forward sell. So futures only, HTA markets, you could even look at maybe buying some calls. If you made some sales and you wanted to buy some calls to put on top of that. I think probably the most practical way, well, what to do during a weather premium market is to stay active in your marketing. Don't get complacent. Everything that you read says this probably won't last forever, that it's usually just because you have a weather premium today doesn't mean you're going to have a weather premium in the future, or that may not continue as long as what you think. So you want to remove that downside risk if possible. Now, let's look at current situation in Brazil and make a difference compared to last year. So this time last year, Brazil, it was advantageous for their bottom line to plant soybeans. I mean, they had an incentive. They had an incentive of after their beans were harvested to plant corn, and they did so with quite a few acres. The difference is this year that incentive, that monetary incentive doesn't seem to be there. And everything I read says probably at best, it's break even at current conditions for that Safrinha corn crop. Also, too, El Nino in Brazil has delayed planting, especially in those northern areas that we're talking that is having dry weather issues. That will then limit how many acres of the Safrinha crop of corn even gets planted. So keep those two things in mind when you're making those decisions, because this is an Aaronism, a weather premium is only a weather premium if it doesn't affect you, right? If you're in an area that's not getting the rain, that it's hot and dry, that it's your crop that is decreasing, it doesn't matter if it's a weather premium or not, because you can't capitalize. So considering right now, the weather issue is in Brazil, it is a weather premium that you can capitalize on. So another Aaronism, nobody can get mad at you if you sell at a profit. So run your numbers, be diligent, don't get complacent, and continue to watch the weather premium. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you about this topic or any others. Thanks for watching. Bye.